Taxes, taxes, taxes. How much taxes do we pay in Nassau County and Suffolk County, the two counties in Long Island? If you don't know the answer, stay to the end of the video. Hello, I am Darly Medranda, a real estate salesperson with Ian Alexander Real Estate Team and eXp Realty in Long Island, New York. Yes, a disclosure. If you have any questions about property tax, please consult a tax professional. It's not a secret that Long Island property taxes are high. In fact, New York City suburbs pays the highest taxes in the nation, while the average effective property tax rate in Manhattan is just 0.88%, and the statewide average rate is 1.69%. Nassau County and Suffolk County average over 2% according to Smart Assets. It is important to note that property taxes provide the most resources to Long Island municipalities to fund the public school, deliver road maintenance, and finance police and fire departments. In New York State, municipal government assess your property taxes. How are the property values assessed in Nassau versus Suffolk County? Nassau County and New York City will assess property at a full market value. For all of the other counties, state law requires that each municipality assess property at a uniform percentage of market value. For example, if the market value of your home is $400,000, but assessments in your community are at 20% of market value, your property assessment should be $80,000. The municipality's assessment of your property will be equal to a set of percentage of market value as determined by the local assessor office. How does my jurisdiction determine the tax rates? Initially, a tax jurisdiction will adopt a budget. After adopting the budget, the taxing jurisdiction knows the amount of the money collected from the state aid, sales tax, and other sources of revenue other than property tax. The total amount calculated from these various streams of incomes will be subtracted from the budget. The remaining number is called tax levy, or the total amount of money raised from property owners within the jurisdiction. The tax levy director influences what you will pay in taxes. How is my property tax rate determined? Well, the jurisdiction divides the tax levy by the total taxable assessed value of properties within your municipality. So, the tax rate is equal to tax levy divided by all taxable assessment in the jurisdiction multiplied by 1,000. Tax rates are typically based upon $1,000 of assessed value. For example, you live in the hypothetical town of Smallville, which carries a tax levy of $1 million. The town's taxable assessed value of all properties within its jurisdiction is $20,000 millions of dollars. That is 1 million divided by 20 million equals 0.05, and that 0.05 times $1,000 is equal to a tax rate of $50 per $1,000 assessed value. So, if your property in Smallville has a taxable assessed value of $220,000, you will divide that amount by 1,000 and multiply by 50. $250,000 divided by $1,000 is equal to $250. Now, $250 times $50 is equal to $12,500. Your property taxes in Smallville will come to $12,500. What are Long Island property taxes rates? Much like assessing your property value, local governments also set property tax rates instead of the state of New York. Therefore, property taxes vary by location. You should note that your property tax will equal the final assessment amount determined by your municipality multiplied by the local property tax rate. So, if your tax jurisdiction determines that the value of your property is $200,000 and the tax rate is 2%, your tax bill comes out $4,000. Let's pay attention to this. When you are in the house hunt, you must make sure to ask about how many taxes are paid. You might find that in some places, you have to pay for villages taxes as well. What is the Nassau County property taxes rate? In Nassau County, the average tax rate is 2.24%, according to Smart Assets. Remember that the tax rates vary by municipality, and the tax rate for one town might differ slightly from the next, even if they are located in the same county. If the Department of Assessments value your property at $500,000, then your property tax will come out to $11,200. The tax money is used to fund schools, road maintenance, and police and fire departments in your township. Usually, schools takes a big chunk of the money. What is the Suffolk County property tax rate? In Suffolk County, the average tax rate is 2.37%, according to Smart Asset. If your market value is $500,000, the local assessment office will assess your property value at a percentage of the market value. If assessments in the community are at the 90% market value, then the house is assessed at $450,000. Therefore, in Suffolk, if the tax rate is 2.37% and your property is assessed at a percentage of the market value for $450,000, then your property tax bill comes out for $10,665. Of course, this example does not reflect the actual market value of your community. If you own a property in Long Island, you are familiar with the healthy price of property taxes you are required to pay each year. The average tax rates of the counties can be applied to their towns. Take a look at the table below to see your options. This video is for information only. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, if you have any questions regarding property taxes, please contact a professional in this area since I am not one. And on the other hand, if you think this video was informative and can be of interest to others, please share it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the little bell. You will be notified every time I post a new video. I am Darlene Medranda with eXp Realty. You can visit the description area below this video to download your buyers and sellers free guides as well as my contact information. And remember, whether you're buying or selling a home, it all starts with a dream. Let's dream together. Thank you, and I will see you soon.